Okay, they anyway, let's watch. I mean, I've been avoiding this for the past hour, but I think it's time to finally watch this fucking balloon go down. I've been sad. You know, this balloon had a wonderful life, you know, a wonderful 48-hour lifespan basically. Let's take a look.
I am checking around on several different websites.
Content warning, trigger warning. You know, this balloon is about to go down. Okay, he's about to blammo. If you're a fan of balloons, or if you have some, audio sensory issues as a consequence, like balloons popping, from what I understand, can be triggering in general for those on the spectrum. This is the biggest balloon pop. You know what I mean?
Here we're checking with the Associated Press. We're checking Twitter on several different official. Well, I believe it just happened there. That was it. Live, raw, and unfiltered. It appears that China spy balloon has now been shot down over the Atlantic Ocean. You are taking a live look here, live, raw, and unfiltered, as that balloon appears to be heading downward after it has been shot down.
So sad. So we've been
watching this all throughout the day here on Live Now from Fox. If you have been here with us, you've been watching, honestly, at this point, just to see exactly what happens. And it appears that we have now gotten our answer. It looks as though it has been shot down there right over the Atlantic. Not sure on the exact location, but as we mentioned, it is coming down as we speak there.
Yeah, now it's 99. It's no longer 99 Luftballons. It's now 98 balloons, you know? Okay, they fucking took our boy down, dude. The balloon is down. It appears that a missile fire from one of the F-22s is what was used to shoot down the Chinese high-altitude surveillance balloon. So, for all the speculation and all the conversations that we had, yes, you can still absolutely fucking blow up a balloon, okay? If you can track it on a radar, you can use a radar honing missile, okay? That's, from what I understand, you could definitely blow up anything that you can basically track on a radar, okay? I thought you weren't doing serious news today. Brother, this is not serious news. This is sad news. But I wouldn't say that it's like super serious.
Oh, damn. It's out. They shot. It's going at it right now. Oh, shit. It's hit. It's going down. What?
So my question is this. What happened? All of a sudden, you're fine to blow it up? You fucking liars. For the past couple of days, you're like, oh, we can't blow up the balloon because, like, what if there's, collateral damage? What if the fucking pieces of the balloon fall on top of civilians? Like, what's up? If it's Myrtle Beach, you don't give a shit. It went over the Atlantic. That's why. I mean, if that was the case, they would have fucking shot it over they would have shot it over Antarctica when it first fucking came into U.S. territory. They've been tracking it for days. They were like, it's Florida. Who gives a fuck? You might say it's because it's over the Atlantic. But I like to think that they wanted to shoot it over Florida because they don't care. Did I say Antarctica? Oh, God. Alaska. I am so fucking... Dude, I got to take a day off, man. My brain is not working. Okay, wrong poll. So it was only above America for 2 days and they claim it was for spying? Yeah. Okay, so couple different things here. I know the Pentagon has said, like, this is a surveillance equipment. This is surveillance equipment. This is surveillance equipment. This is definitely like a Chinese spy balloon. I'm a little iffy on that. I still don't fully believe that narrative. I think, like, Do I think it was like a weather balloon gone awry? Maybe not. But it just like kind of doesn't make sense as to why they would just like use balloon surveillance when balloon warfare, as we talked about already, has a long history in the United States of America, including the Japanese balloons that would firebomb American cities, which during World War II, which actually ended up killing 6 U.S. civilians, which the government at the time stopped the dissemination of information on. They basically hid the truth about balloon warfare back then. But I am not. I just don't believe that like a balloon can fucking own our defenses. Okay? I just don't think that a balloon can own the entire US military. I think it's just like it's a double whammy, right? I mean, as you can see, they very clearly blew it up. I think that it's a double whammy. One, it whips up the fucking battle drums against China, right? China is spying on us. China is spying on us. Of course they're spying on us. They spy on us all the fucking time. We spy on them all the time. We use balloons overseas for surveillance. We also use, and this is a much better way to do surveillance, like on the ground surveillance outside of satellite imagery, Cessna planes. Why the fuck would you like put an expensive piece of machinery like that on a balloon and then float it over when you have very limited movement, when you could just like, literally put it on the ass cheeks of any kind of surveillance equipment on the ass cheeks of a plane, any kind of surveillance equipment on a Cessna. We use it all the time, right? Like we have many different ways of doing surveillance. China has many different ways of doing surveillance. It just like kind of doesn't make sense to do it on a balloon because of the limitations. There's just like genuine limitations with movement when it comes down to using a balloon. So I think they just wanted to just, bang the war drums a bit, right? They're like, oh, dude, China's making fun of us. They're laughing at us. They're sending balloons over our border in our airspace. No limitation when you control the weather. Oh, shit, you're right. Actually, that's a big 5-head take right there. China controls the weather. Therefore, they control the wind currents. Therefore, the balloon that they sent over our borders was full of fentanyl. And on top of that, they control the weather, so they control wherever the fuck they want the balloon to go. And they're making the frogs gay. Anyway, so yeah, there's a video footage of it. We'll watch it in a second. But I think there's a second balloon in Latin America too. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But they said it was like, they said that this balloon was not gathering any intel that like they couldn't get over satellites or conventional methods that they already have, which is true, which is why I always thought like it was strange that, the balloon became like a bigger deal. And, they have shit like this happens all the time. This is from just 8 months ago. They're actually doing to others what they claim is being done to them they cry airspace like little babies. The sheer entitlement and delusional belief that they own the world, can do whatever they want is so gross and depraved. The Chinese spy balloon hysteria really revealed the deepest recesses of the unhinged, paranoid U.S. imperialist psyche. They were so offended and scared that a random object was flying over their land, something they inflict on the world the entire... This is so true. This part is so real. Like... This is a very real take. It's like, damn, bro, you have one fucking balloon fly over U.S. airspace and like the entire country goes, what the fuck? Bro, what the hell's going on? Meanwhile, like, we do way worse shit, right? But, I mean, it's okay. Like, I understand why people would feel uneasy or whatever. And the media certainly is not helping ease that tension. They're actually leaning into it. A couple things I said. If this was like a very real, genuine national security threat, you wouldn't know about it. There's 0% chance. Like, maybe they would do like some fucking like OSINT guy would probably talk about it on Twitter, and then that would be it. Okay. And then no mainstream outlet would be covering it. You know what I mean? They'd just be like, oh, it's nothing. It's not a big deal. Shut the fuck up. But the fact that they did like wall to wall, every fucking, the wall-to-wall coverage on this shit, the fact that they did wall-to-wall coverage on this shit kind of implies that, like, it's probably not that serious. And also on top of that, I mean, there you go. They basically fucking blew it up, and they had the capability to blow it up. They just didn't want, like, any sort of, I guess, potential collateral damage. But when has America ever cared about collateral damage, even on its own citizens? Like, if it was serious, they would have fucking blown that shit up, is what I'm saying. Digha 5363, thank you for the 25. Get the subs. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, not even Montana. I'm talking like Alaska. They've been monitoring it for 48 hours before it got to Montana. You think America would fucking let that shit enter its airspace if they legitimately thought that it was a national security threat? Get the fuck out of here. I do not believe that our $7 gazillion military, that has like weapons that you know about and weapons that you don't even fucking know about, including lasers, whether it be chemical lasers or whether it be lasers created by fucking heat and optics or whatever. You think those guys are gonna let a fucking balloon fly through our airspace? Get the fuck out of here. No shot. This ain't World War II, man. I was thinking about this a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that they have like a secret weapon that is specifically created to blow up balloons since World War II. Like, there's no shot. That's how the military works. You know what I mean? There's no fucking shot these guys didn't have like, anti-balloon defenses, because there was a time and place where balloons constituted a threat to American civilians in the homeland. So that's it. That's all you need. All you need is that, and then boom, immediately they're like, all right, we got to figure this shit out. Boom, they figured it out. I saw on Reddit that NORAD watched the balloon take off from China and the entire travel thereafter. Yeah. What is this? So, yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's like a super serious thing, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it gives you a good it gives you the opportunity to feel angry. It gives you the opportunity to feel angry. It gives you the opportunity to get mad. It gives you the opportunity to feel embarrassed because this like other superpower, it's like this other superpower has like embarrassed you on your own land, violated your airspace, something that like Americans are not used to. So they immediately react in a weird way. Like 9/11 is a great example of this. You know what I mean? That shit never happens due to America's like geopolitical position on the planet, right? Americans never feel unsafe at home in the same way that like everyone else around the world has felt due to their proximity to areas that America has fucking eviscerated, or due to America itself, So a little bit of their own medicine coming back immediately creates an environment of anger and frustration. But like I said, they always know. Like, America always knows. China always knows. They whenever they're doing even like surveillance shit, or if there's like a balloon that fucking flies into U.S. territory, you bet your fucking ass the Chinese government immediately informed the American government. You know what I mean? That because like otherwise that's a major violation. Like if that Chinese balloon had like weapons potentially, like they were claiming. Okay, or if it was a surveillance balloon, like, that's crazy. That's an insane thing that would have happened without prior knowledge. At least it wasn't bombs attached to bombs. Yeah, dude. I don't think China is gonna bomb Montana with one balloon if they were, genuinely interested in starting World War III. Okay, like nuclear holocaust. You say Lockheed Martin's not going to sell Air Force an anti-balloon warfare upgrade for $500 billion, but like that already exists and it's Raytheon. Like they already have that. That's my point. They have like anti-balloon defenses. You know what I mean? Like that's not, it just didn't feel right when we were reading those fucking like OSINT or NatSec Twitter people being like, well, here's why you can't blow up a balloon, and here's why a balloon is actually like the most effective counter to American surface-to-air defenses, and it just like didn't feel, something felt off about it, and they immediately blew that shit up with an F-22, so clearly that was wrong. Anyway, but yeah, it's just, it gets the people going. It gets people riled up. It shows that like China is embarrassing us, but somehow not in like a super meaningful way. You know what I mean? Our enemy is both strong and weak. Haha. Weak enough that like we destroyed their balloon, but so strong that they can still embarrass us. You know what I mean? Took a bit of time to dissect the spy balloon story, both how it portrayed in the U.S. and China's response. As you see, the more you think about it, the more stunned you get at the sheer absurdity of the whole thing. China spent a spy balloon over a highly strategic U.S. site. It shows to spy on these sites with a big visible balloon reported as being as big as multiple school buses, and that anyone can see with the naked eye from the ground to demonstrate that it had the capability, despite having a plethora of other more discreet ways to spy like satellites or stealth drones, or even a fucking Cessna. The United States loves purchasing Cessnas and just strapping it with a bunch of fucking cameras and flying it over territory, okay? We do it. China could easily do it. They could use a fucking billionaire's private jet if they wanted to. You know what I mean? It's not like Chinese nationals can't freely fucking move inside of US territory. You know what I mean? Like there are a million different ways that like China is currently actively spying on us, just like we are currently actively spying on China. Okay? But it's just stupid. This is like a very stupid way to do it. If it was truly espionage, I don't know why the fuck they would do it. You know what I mean? Why would they want to flex the capabilities they have with respect to, something that is the worst surveillance technique possible when there are a million surveillance techniques that they are currently implementing, just like we are, that is better for surveillance because you don't know about it. You know what I mean? Unclear that anyone doubted China had massive technology of check notes, hot air balloons, and why it therefore needed to demonstrate this capability. China chose to do so on the eve of Secretary of State Blinken's visit to China, where he was invited. And hours after signaling Blinken would also be meeting with Xi during his visit, a high-level meeting not granted to any U.S. Secretary of States in years. The story, therefore, being that China chose to disrupt the meeting with its own president and to sabotage its own efforts at a détente in the U.S.-China conflict. The Pentagon said it had been tracking the balloon for quite some time, and that it wasn't the first time such an incident occurred, but this time, for unclear reasons, it chose to do a public announcement. As a result, Blinken announced he was postponing his China trip. I think, part of the reason why the Pentagon announced it is because, this was more visible than other weather balloons and shit like that. Now, the story from the Chinese side. To them, it was a fluke accident, the balloon being a civilian airship used for research, mainly meteorological purposes, that deviated far from its planned course. We talked about this yesterday and the day before. Because of strong westerlies, wind that flows west and east, and limited self-steering capability, the main characteristic of a balloon being, of course, that it can only go up or down. Remember, we talked about balloon tech as well, which for some weird reason was very impressive to Austin, that I knew how balloons worked. Like how you can like kind of steer a balloon. Anyway, by trying to hit wind currents, by going up or down. Anyway. A piece of WAPO seems to confirm this, quoting experts in national security and aerospace who said that the craft appears to share characteristics of the high-altitude balloons used by developed countries around the world for weather forecasting. However, Intel Doge on OSINT Twitter said that that's not the case. So why would I believe experts in national security and aerospace who work with balloons on a regular basis, which, by the way, balloons are used on a regular basis for surveillance, for the record. They're used by the CIA. They're used by our military contractors globally. They have a lot of utility. It's just they don't have the kind of utility that you think they have, like being a covert spying machine, especially when it's at that size, especially when there are, like I said time and time again, many different ways of doing surveillance that is actually stealthy that people use all the time, all the way from satellites to planes. Is China spying on my birthday party? No, China was just trying to do a gender reveal, okay? And it went awry. And I'm sick and tired of it. Okay, these gender reveals need to stop. They were trying to do a baby gender reveal and it got fucked up, okay? We don't even know. We don't even know what kind of gender the baby is. Because they blew it up. Anyway, the Pentagon itself said that the payload wouldn't offer much in the way of surveillance that China couldn't collect through spy satellites, like I also mentioned, and that the balloon posed no serious physical or intelligence threat, i.e. the Pentagon themselves said that it would make zero sense for China to use a balloon like this for intelligent purposes when it has satellites. Kind of begs the question why they decided to make a big deal out of it in the first place. Think of it like Russian bombers going near UK airspace, more of a test than it being actually useful. Okay. When you actually send Russian bombers near UK airspace, that is a demonstration of capability that actually constitutes a legitimate threat. It's not like that's a show of force that actually makes sense. A balloon does not. Do you understand the main component here? Because the balloon is not offering anything new. Do you understand the difference between a bomber doing showing its flight path? Like doing a show of force that way versus a balloon? Why can't they just... This is a funny question, but it's real. Why can't they just talk to China and be like, yo, what is this? Well, they did. That's the funny part. They always do. There's no way. Anyway. Yeah. Capable of launching a payload that takes 48 hours to reach the mainland and can be tracked immediately from literally the starting point. Anyway, balloon extremely cheap, satellite extremely expensive. It does make sense to try both. What? Okay, but it destroys the purpose. Okay, you can't both simultaneously say that this is like a really valid method of surveillance when better methods exist, okay? And also say, well, they were just probably showcasing their capabilities when, again, better methods exist that they're still already using. You know what I mean? Like at the top of the hour, there are better methods that you can use to avoid the top of the hour 3-minute ad break, right? But the best methods are still, and I repeat myself over and over again, a $5 a month subscription or a free one in the form of a Twitch Prime or getting gifted a sub. Now, the better methods exist. They're out there. They're covert. I tell you what they are, or I used to be able to tell you what they are. Now I can't tell you what those covert methods are, okay? But listen, you can use those methods as well.